and welcome to this episode of Flourish TV. Yes, flourishing, the kind of flourishing like a palm tree. Those planted in the house of the Lord shall flourish. Flourish actually means to expand, to enlarge, to reach out, to grow. So I believe that this topic today is going to help you do exactly that, and it's going to help the gospel actually expand, to grow, to reach out. So I have spent a couple of weeks with my mom and my mom and dad's house in the good old state of Oklahoma. And so being with my mom has been such a lesson for me. The one day she opens the garage and two good old boy Oklahoma guys are in there and they're working on the sprinkler system. And she goes, "Hey, Amy, these guys know Jesus." And I go, "Really, Mom? How do you know that? Did you ask them?" And they're like, "Oh, yes, ma'am. We love Jesus." And I'm like, wow, okay, good to meet you guys. Yeah, go Jesus. And then we go to the mall and Mom runs into one of the neighbors that walks by the house and we're talking and she's like, "Yeah, my granddaughter's going to Guts internship," which you know what Guts means, right? It takes guts to be a Christian. And he's like, oh. And she's telling him about Jesus. Then we go to the AT&T store and you know the story, right? We're talking to the young guy and we're talking about the phone for 2.5 hours. Yes, 2.5 hours at the AT&T store. I just want to bang my head on the wall. And Mom is checking up on this young boy and if he knows Jesus and where he's going to spend eternity. And it just kind of stirred my heart to think, you know what Jesus said? Jesus said this in Mark 16:15. He said to them, "Go into all the world and to preach and publish openly the good news, the gospel, to every creature of the whole human race." Have you ever stopped? Now, this is Jesus's words, some of his last words. You go into all the world and you preach and you publish the good news, the gospel. You check up on people. You find out where they're at, if they know the Lord, where they're going to spend eternity. And it says, I like it in the Message. Then he said to them, "Go into all the world, go everywhere, and announce the message of God's good news to one and all. Whoever believes is saved, and whoever refuses to believe is damned." Like, we have to understand this. We have to have like a fire in our shorts. We've got to have the tenacity to go tell people about the good news of the gospel. We can't let a day go by. We can't let a person go by without sharing the gospel with them. What does it say in 2 Corinthians 6:2? For he says, "In the time of my favor I heard you, and in the day of salvation I helped you. And I tell you that now is the time of God's favor, that today is the day of salvation." And I just want to encourage you, brother or sister, today is the day of salvation for somebody. Check up on them. More than ever before, the suicide rates are through the roof. Depression is at an all-time high. Addictions are going crazy. People are hurting. They need hope. They need saved. They need help. And you have the answer. You've got the good news. You've got the message. So I just want to stir your hearts today. Evangelize now. Share the good news today. Today is the day of salvation. And let's enlarge and grow and build the kingdom of heaven. Will you do it with me? That truly is flourishing. I'm praying for you. Have the best day and the best week ever.